It's like, we just got this, boom. And it's like, I just got this done. Yeah, good for the rebellion.
We're going super far off the rails. We're gonna circle back. This has something to do with Star Wars. I can feel it.
Excuse me, sir. I have a little.
Darth Bane, Sith Lord, had a temple, I bet. He probably had a 401k too. Go.
Darth Bane. Get a little out of control with this lightsaber.
Oh, that is goofy, folks.
Welcome back to the Narrative Nerds. I'm one of your hosts, Shane. With me, as always, my main man Carter.
What's going on, everybody in the galaxy?
And also with us, special guest Frank.
Hello, this is Frank. I'm happy to be back, and this is gonna be fun.
That's awesome, man. That lightsaber is sick.
This is episode 2 of our Star Wars chat. And yeah, we're going to keep the ball rolling. Last week we had Frank on for our Star Wars episode, and we had a fucking awesome time chatting about characters and, the different trilogies, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you check that out on Spotify or Podbean or wherever you listen to podcasts. And tell a fellow Jedi.
Hey, man.
Hey, dude.
Or a Sith.
You think you can handle this?
You like Star Wars, man? Let me holla. Let me tell you what's up.
Hey, I wouldn't give out bad information to somebody I didn't fight with, but you're a homie Jedi. I want you to know about these narrative nerds, guys. They've been talking about us, man.
You ever heard that episode where they did the Star Wars, dude? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was us, man. Yeah. So many shout outs. Shout out Yoda.
For reals.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah,
and we could prove it now too.
Yeah. Oh man, the lightsaber is just perfect. It's
be prepared for a lot of that, folks.
Oh yeah.
The lightsaber is coming in strong in this episode. The Force is strong with that one for sure.
Yeah.
So what do you guys want to talk about? I mean, let me look. Last week we kind of ended on talking about which characters are the best.
Yep.
We most certainly did.
Talking about the Millennium Falcon, Yoda, Jar Jar Binks, Kenobi, Obi-Wan, of course.
That's when you hear you're like, who said Jar Jar?
Binks just like cut his head off.
Oh, dude, take it easy on the
Okay, let me calm down.
That's brutal, man.
It's all right. He deserves it. I'm pretty sure he's a spy. Or a Sith Lord.
Or a Sith Lord.
He kind of deserves the beat down.
I mean, you kind of dealt in absolutes by saying you hated him. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's some Sith shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's some shit a Sith would say.
Oh, probably.
Hey, Jar Jar, come here.
Hey, Jar Jar.
But for Jar Jar Binks, though, I mean, he might have it coming.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tune in next week, guys. We're going to be having Jar Jar Binks on as a special guest.
Huh.
Yeah, Frank, you're getting removed from part 3. Jar Jar's coming in.
Yeah.
Or we can go
for hey, Jar Jar, come here. I got you.
Yeah. Fight him over to your house.
Ears off.
Yeah. His big floppy ears. Why can't he fly?
I don't know. He does have he has the Dumbo style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does have
that. Disney didn't take over.
He's got that one really big jump when he jumps to dive into the water in episode 1 when he's like, let's go meet the Gungans. We can go to my home. You want to come hang out?
Yeah, right.
And the dude's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds weird.
they're like, yeah, that works. They're like, what should his voice be like? And they're like, nah, just make him wiggle his lips around. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What kind of accent is this guy gonna have? Jamaican? Are they all gonna have Jamaican accents? No.
No.
my
Just
God.
Jamaican undertones. Just under. It's not a straight up. I feel like if it's like accent, it's all or nothing. But they can have undertones
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh yeah. Exactly. Nailed it.
We saw being friends.
Yes.
Dude, Jabba. We haven't even talked about Jabba yet. And Boba
I
Fett.
know.
They have so many blob-like creatures and like humanoids and shit like that in Star Wars. It's kind of crazy to think about. I mean, look at fucking the Gungans, that leader guy. Look at I don't know, Jabba the Hutt.
What
That's
is the
another
race of
blob-like
character
thing.
that's it's a trap? He's like a
I have no idea. A fish
He's-
type?
Oh, that's
he's
General
got
Akbar.
Akbar. He's got the eyes on the side of his head.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think, if I remember correctly.
absolutely. Played a huge part in what was that? 6? 5? 5.
Ooh.
6.
Was it
Yeah.
6?
6, yep.
6
And then
and
I
New
re-
Hope, right? Or no, 6 and Rogue One.
Rogue
Oh
One.
god, yeah, they brought him back.
No, he was.
Yeah, he was
He
in
wasn't in Rogue
he was
One,
in a
but his-
flash. Like it was just like I don't even know if he said anything. I don't think,
Yeah.
but he was
Nah.
definitely because I definitely remember that.
Yeah, he was like, it was like probably right in the middle of the movie when they were still trying to figure out how to get onto that station planet that gets blown up. Or maybe
Yeah.
it was like the space battle prior to Leia getting Mary Poppins to cross space.
That's when he died. That's when.
Oh, that's when Akbar dies?
Admiral Akbar. Yeah, they all got canned.
Nah, they all have the Force, man.
I know, right? They should all Mary Poppins it back.
It's,
Everybody's
what?
Just pop each other back to the door.
No,
Just keep popping
you
each
know
other.
what they should have done? That would have been so cheesy if they all get sucked out and then like Leia's like, ah, and like a fucking force ball goes around everybody and they're all like, whoa,
I know, right?
and then she just like flies them to a planet through the atmosphere and sets them down in this
boom.
ridiculous
We don't
big-
even need a ship.
yeah.
I know, right?
The only thing
no,
we
she-
need a ship for is if anybody's got to use the bathroom during the voyage. That's
Yeah.
the only reason.
That's it.
Yeah, Leia, could you make a forced bathroom on this thing? What can you do?
It's all in the bubble.
Leia, can we please stop on the nearest planet? I forgot to pee.
Yeah. Ugh. I was
my
just
God.
about to take us to light speed.
We're usually in space for like a while, Leia, so we're gonna need to stop down somewhere.
We need to go.
Yeah, what happens when you're you're doing your stuff in the bathroom and you go light speed? Like,
Oh,
what happens?
Dude, I bet a seatbelt
Exactly.
sign comes on when they're about to put on their seatbelts. Ding.
This is your captain speaking. We are about to be landing soon.
Yeah.
Please put on your seatbelts.
We're going to jump to light speed, and then we're going to hop on a rebel ship and prepare for battle.
Yeah.
You're gonna be noticing a little bit of turbulence as we come into this.
Okay, guys, I gotta talk about this. Shane, I don't know if you saw
Yeah,
Hans.
going off the
We're
rails.
going super far on the rails.
We were down in the ditch.
We're gonna circle back. This has something to do with Star Wars. I can feel it. Carter, go.
Okay, guys,
That's all
so
you.
I just watched the movie Han Solo.
Oh, dude, me
Shane,
too.
did you see it? You
I
saw it?
actually, yeah, Brooke and I just watched it like
All right.
just the other day.
Spoiler alert for
Yeah.
those who have not seen it yet. Go watch it. We won't get too deep into it. But anyway, there's a scene where they're in light speed and they're going through like a storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they're leaving that planet to get all of that special fuel stuff.
Coaxium,
Yeah, coaxium.
which the entire movie was based around.
It was.
There's a lot of coaxium. Anyways,
That's definitely got to be a drug.
no, it's
Yeah.
a super jet fuel.
No. That's a special strain
That's
in
what they
Denver.
call it.
That's what they call it.
Coaxium, man.
It's actually
Is it legal?
yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
actually a drug.
Yeah, that's just weed, but whatever.
Yeah.
Special strain. It's just cut with jet fuel,
Which
which is
Oh,
also
my
a
God.
strain. Here we go, folks. All right, so they're like hyper jumping out of a storm. So like, I'm trying to contemplate what goes on. Like we were just talking about, light speed travel, and how they have to like calculate, like the route of whether it's there's something in the way or like that's just crazy that they can maneuver their ship left and right and up and down while going at that speed, or at least just like trajectory is like perfectly flawless. There's nothing in our way for, like 500 billion parsecs or something. Who knows?
Right.
Wait, and parsecs is a measurement of like distance. Or is
I
that
believe
speed?
so.
Yeah, it is.
I believe so. But
in Star Wars, it's a measure of time. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Time.
maybe.
So they don't believe in the clock, is what you're saying.
At least a parsec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just parsecs, man. You break it down, it's like 0.00167 seconds.
you ever notice?
That's a measure of time. No, it's not. It's a measure of distance.
You know what else?
No, it's not.
You know what else?
Don't you talk bad about parsecs.
They never fucking are like, hey, I'm gonna meet you on that planet at this time. They're always just like, I'll see you on Naboo, or we'll be
Yeah.
on Tatooine. You got it.
Like,
Yeah.
But no one's
when?
ever like, I don't know, maybe 6. I have dinner plans. Can we do either? It's got to be 4 or maybe 8. I mean,
yeah, I was gonna have a showdown with Vader, and then I could
Yeah.
swing by after.
yeah. Oh, I have to.
Exactly.
I was having dinner with Vader,
R2
started
and I-
choking out the assistant, and I had to get out of there.
R2 and I are going sledding down the dunes around noon, but other than that, my day is totally open.
Yeah, and then you're like in your spacecraft, and you're like texting like at the board while you're flying at light speed. You're sending emojis and stuff like,
Yeah.
"Bro, going so fast, whee!" And then a bunch of like
Alright.
fire emojis or spacecraft emojis or something. Oh, that is
Oh,
goofy,
what
folks. And derail.
I wanna-
Cue the lightsaber.
I wonder if they have like acronyms like GLS, TTYL, like go on light speed, talk to you later.
Yeah. GLS.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Go on light speed.
Lightspeed, 1 word, 2 words? Probably 2.
2 words.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like HBU. That doesn't,
Yeah.
it's not a
think
perfect
you-
acronym.
Aren't you trying to go for
for
HBO?
you.
What? What? Say what now?
He said HB what?
Oh no, you didn't. All right. Well,
So, hey, I did want to circle back. We were talking about Jar Jar. Got me thinking. You guys ever hear the theory that Jar Jar is actually a Sith Lord that was like manipulating, from the back, and essentially, oh fuck, what is it? He caused all of the he was in the Senate and everything like that, and he actually had more power than was led on to believe.
yeah, I think we kind
That
of
makes
talked
sense.
about this a little bit last time. About how like he was a general and became like a prime minister of some sort. On the council of the galaxy, and is
Right.
like voted Palpatine in
In the Senate, maybe.
Senate.
Am I correct in that?
Senate of the Republic? Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. I think that sounds about
Yeah.
truthful.
He was like, what was he doing there?
I don't remember the connection. I think it was after the battle of, let me see. What was it? It was the blockade. And I think that was episode 1 or 2. I think 2.
The blockade.
No. Yeah. So it's when, right after they fight Darth Maul, that planet. Because I think they go there to shut down a blockade, if I remember correctly. But I could be fabricating all of this for you.
On Naboo?
I think it was Naboo. Does that sound right to you?
I think so.
That was where the blockade was.
The blockade, yeah.
Yeah.
So they fly in on that yellow cruiser. It was Anakin and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon gets trashed.
Yep.
Gets trashed and thrashed. Gets thrashed up.
Dude. Damn. Dude, Qui-Gon's super dirty on that.
Super dirty. Yeah, but he kind of goes out like a bitch.
Yeah, Qui-Gon, he just gets totally fucking thrashed, dude.
Yeah.
Well, let's be real. Like, this was, like, about to be a dope character. And, I mean, yeah, he was a dope character, but they're just like, oh, this guy, just take him out. Darth Maul. I mean, yeah, you gotta have a battle, and it happens really quick in the movie, if I remember correctly, because there's, like, the rest of the movie after he dies, right?
Oh, that was pretty close to the
Yeah,
end.
it is at the end?
It was in, like, you know, that final act of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember that being in the middle, but...
It was the big duel of fates, dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man. That's one of my favorite. That was my favorite, you know, lightsaber battle until they released Revenge of the Sith. Because the Obi-Wan Anakin fight was just... Oh, it was perfect.
It was so good.
Yeah, that was off the chain.
Such
Questions.
great choreography. Yeah, what's
Questions. Two things.
up? Throw 'em in.
Why do they, when you get hacked down as a Jedi, you just evaporate and the cloth goes to the ground? Like, what happens to their body, dude?
They turn into ants. You have to restart the whole... Once you've sacrificed yourself in the line of duty, Jedis believe, you know, you have to get all the way down to ant level. Build your way up next year, you're a grasshopper. I don't know.
That's what the midichlorians
A
are.
praying mantis.
Yeah.
Dude, the Force is in all of us. This is 100% legit.
There's like Darth Maul and Qui-Gon are just fighting. There's like a little spill of orange juice off in the corner, and Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon gets cut up, and then all of a sudden the ants just travel right for that OJ, baby. Right in. Sugar! They don't really put that in the movie, but it happens. It was in the deleted scenes.
Absolutely.
But that was Ben Kenobi, like, voluntarily going into the Force. Like, he became more powerful that way.
And
he's, you know, when Darth Vader cut him down and he evaporated, that was him doing that by choice.
Yeah. And,
you know, becoming one with the Force and probably influencing things more than we think, because he was even Luke, like in Empire, when he disobeyed them. He's like, look, I can't help you. If you're gonna go and fight him, I'm not gonna be there for you because you're not listening to me.
True.
Do you think that the okay, so quick spoiler alert for anybody out there. In the last yeah, sound the alarm. When
Spoiler alert.
So at the end of The Last Jedi, when Luke does the projecting himself, you know, to confront Kylo and to, you know, talk with Leia.
Oh yeah.
Do you think Ben Kenobi could have done that? I mean, he's a pretty powerful Jedi.
Is there like a hierarchy of how good of a Jedi you are?
I don't know. I mean,
like Super Jedi, Master Jedi, like bad to the bone, bad boy Jedi.
I don't know about the latter, but you can be a Jedi apprentice, a Padawan apprentice, Knight, Master,
and then it goes right to Sith,
and then
and then you go up from there, and then you get to Snoke, and then Snoke gets murdered for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole Snoke getting murdered for no reason thing. What
is the purpose of that?
I guess it had to happen, but it just seemed too soon.
Yeah, this should have been in the third film. If it's going to
yeah.
be, because I mean, he's the badass. He's the guy that we don't know about. So that was kind of annoying when that happened.
And somebody flicks a paper football at him and he dies.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, I guess that's how the Force works, nah?
Yeah.
It's a lightsaber finger football. Just right. Hits him right in the forehead, but it's a lightsaber, so it just goes straight through.
It's a capsule full of midichlorians.
Yeah.
Boom! Dead.
Put him in his mouth.
Turns into a gargoyle. Whatever those creatures are.
We're Gungans. Yeah, okay.
We are the Gungans. Dum, 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 dum.
Hey, speaking of Snoke, where do you guys know where Snoke came from?
Not too sure.
I really don't know. Do you know?
I don't know if there's any theories about that.
I've heard one theory, but I don't know how much I believe it. The theory is that Snoke is Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense.
I was also looking into Darth Plagueis, and I don't know if this is when you're looking at shit online and trying to learn more about it, sometimes it can get tough to differentiate, is this theory or is this canon?
Yeah.
But the theory I heard about Darth Plagueis is, since Siths kind of mirror their Sith name off their kind of their affliction.
Yeah.
What, did Darth Maul have a really bad time at a mall once? Somebody tripped him down an escalator and he's
actually,
the hatred flows.
Not on sale.
The opposite. The opposite. He had a really good time with them all, and he was like, I don't even care about the whole Sith, regular curriculum of getting a name, but I dig malls. I just always buy black. That's my thing.
He went on
Black Friday.
He went on Black Friday.
Black Friday. Yep.
There you go. Oh, that's
you like
perfect.
these
Carry
shoes?
on.
You like these shoes? They were only
$12, baby.
They were 12 credits.
God.
Originally, they were 73. So Darth Maul's got your deals.
Space Knights.
Yeah.
And that was the original. Argument between him and Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon was like, I don't know, man. Malls are kind of overrated. I prefer the outlet.
Or a flea market.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Or flea market. Yeah. Sure.
I go to flea markets all over the galaxy.
Qui-Gon was on the council that the neighborhood council that banned,
don't go there.
that banned a mall being built.
He's on the council.
Darth Maul was on the other side of the argument. No, we need a mall in this city. Qui-Gon, you're being asinine. You're being absolutely.
Oh my God.
You're being obtuse.
Imagine if they made Mall Cop with Kevin James. They just used Obi-Wan.
Well,
He rolls up.
Did you know that?
Segway.
Did you know that Mall Cop is an adaptation of Star Wars?
Oh.
100%. Watch that movie again and tell me I'm wrong.
I've never seen it, so
Good.
I definitely
Keep it
have
that
to check
way,
it
my
out.
friend.
Then just trust it, dude. Don't even question it.
Okay.
2 thumbs
Shane
up.
said.
Yeah. Yep. You can quote me, dude. You can absolutely quote me.
Well, Shane,
That's awesome.
continue on your thought. I railed us again.
Oh, yeah. About Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, and how they mirror the name and everything.
So, and this kind of actually ties into the Jar Jar being a Sith Lord theory, but the idea was that, so Darth Plagueis has become so powerful that he can become he can essentially occupy a new body when his body dies.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thought of Jar Jar, and then also with Snoke, and that's just what I heard. But I don't.
The only thing is, like, Plagueis is the mentor to Palpatine, right? Or Darth Sidious.
Yeah.
And then, so, like, the heritage of how Siths work is, like, they tend to kill each other. Like, they tend to kill their teacher. Like, that's just the tradition, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
But Darth Sidious kills Plagueis, I think, is... I don't know if that's really talked about
Supposedly.
in the films, but yeah, I think that's kind of like a potential underlying thing. But then he also kills his student. You know, he kills... actually, I guess technically he doesn't, but he tries to at the end.
To kill Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess in turn, Darth Vader becomes like, you know, a casualty.
Yeah.
Zero payment. He's got to work 200 hours before he
On
can...
Darth Sidious's screen, it was like an after-death kill. You know? Like if you're playing a video game and you get shot like right as you're throwing a grenade.
Like, no.
When you respawn,
God.
it's like more points. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Plagueis kill.
That's like every event on Rogue One. It's like, you know, we just got this, boom. And
Yeah.
like, I just got this done. Yeah, good for the rebellion. Blow them up. And like, they barely made everything. No. They were just like inches away from death before they got their mission finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the laser was just about to go, huh?
Yeah.
That would have been fun. That's kind of the ironic humor, I guess, and it's like the rebellion and pushing for peace. So they're just like, second we get there, yeah, boom, woo.
You know, I have a weird thought about Plagueis because you know his name Plague. You know, I wonder if it's like, and like you said, like if he dies, he can kind of take over another body. I don't know. It's like herpes.
Oh.
Like, you know, is it like, you know,
Yeah.
the gift that keeps giving.
Yeah.
And you can't get rid of it. The
No
only
way.
surefire way is to die. That's how you get
And
rid
you're
of it.
always itching and burning.
That's how you get rid
Oh.
of herpes. Yeah, except for with Plagueis, you're itching and burning to
Yes.
like control and kill people and stuff. I'm sure. As a powerful Sith, maybe.
How do you
awesome.
How do you guys propose he would have moved from Plagueis' body to this disgusting alien creature of Snoke? That's the only thing. It's like, why even choose this nasty thing, dude?
Well, I
So
read
gross.
this. I was reading this thing that said that Siths, I'm sorry, Plagueis doesn't care about like what the look of the body is as long as it's living. So
Yeah.
So like even if it was super fucked up, if it was all kind of burnt and fried from all the lightning ability action he probably does,
Yeah.
probably wouldn't care. He'd just be like, whatever. When this one dies, whoop, I'm right over into a new one.
Exactly.
Yeah, but what if your only option is like General Akbar or something? You're like, is it worth it? I don't know.
Oh, I had all these cool hats that aren't gonna fit now. I just bought them.
I got a cowboy hat. I got a birthday party hat.
Yeah.
Got a golf visor. What am I gonna do?
That's
Actually, I
not
got a
gonna work.
correction. It's Admiral Akbar.
Admiral Akbar.
What did I say?
Yeah. Well, we both said General.
General.
But I forgot to make
How
that
dare
correction
you?
earlier.
First off, how dare you?
Yeah, I know.
First off,
This is Admiral Akbar. Pay the goddamn fish some respect.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Right?
gotta pay the troll toll, sir.
Yeah. It's on page 37, the correction, like
Yeah.
in a little tiny paragraph at the bottom of the page.
And it's all in like old Shakespeare type.
Yeah.
Thou must pay thine dues.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
That's great. It's great.
Super
Yeah.
great.
Well done. Diddle-ding.
So, if going back, I'm just gonna keep circling back.
We keep derailing
I know.
constantly.
Super hard. That's all right though. I really don't mind it. So if Darth Plagueis could jump from body to body, like we were saying, do you think he could have occupied Jar Jar's body throughout that.
Oh.
You know, like could he like seem like okay? So this is actually something legit. George Lucas, or I guess one of the writers, wanted Yoda in the original movies to kind of be like this figure that you really don't expect to be much just on meeting it, you know, and like in the original trilogy, kind of like a figure where like pretty unfamiliar and just kind of weird and outlandish, but in reality has a very, you know, large impact and is like one of the powerful people that you really don't expect. And a lot of theorize that like that's how Jar Jar is, that he's kind of one of those figures that's outlandish and goofy and you don't really expect much from him. But then it, you know, based on this theory that he's a Sith Lord, then he counters that by being, you know, super powerful.
Mm.
Yeah, possible. I mean, they got a lot of
I feel like
a lot of
he's
the
kind of,
things passed.
Ooh, glitch.
Yeah, what were you saying, Shane?
I was just saying that, you know, maybe that could lean towards him being a Darth Plagueis or having Force powers, I guess.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think something worth discussing is Darth Bane.
Darth Bane?
Yeah, do you guys know anything about Darth Bane?
Teach
me your ways. From what I know, I watched this video on like top 10 dopest Siths.
Check out my sweet synth, dude.
Yeah.
I'm synthesizing beats all day, homie. Step into the beat laboratory. Check this synth. You ever heard Mary Had a Little Lamb? Not like this, you hadn't.
Wop, 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 wop. Wop, 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 wop. Nasty synth lines.
Absolute masterpiece.
I bet that was made by a synth.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, this Sith, Mr. Bane, I envision him like a teacher, like he's walking into class, he's like, "Hello there, students, I'm Mr. Bane, and Shane, we had a teacher in 7th grade, Mr. Bourne, shout out.
Close to Mr. Bane, yeah.
And he would always play the outfield. Josie's on a vacation far away. And then he would just play the air drums the whole time.
Nice.
Oh, Mr. Bourne, miss you, man. You're great. You're gonna have to send this to him.
We should hang out sometime, you know.
Get
a beer, you know.
Play some air drums.
Have a burger, yeah.
I mean, or you could just come over. I got a real drum set. And we could just hit that.
No.
Yeah.
You gotta do it like the old times. It's not nostalgic if you don't.
It's imagination,
air
baby.
Drums. All air drums.
Okay, Mr. Bane. Okay.
All right, do it.
So what I know about this is like...
Go ahead, talk about him, dude.
So there was a Sith temple, and the Sith temple
right
actually... Here we go! Just give me like 30 seconds, I'll be derailed again.
All right, go ahead.
Just you wait.
3, 2, 1. 3,
Go!
2, go.
Okay, here we go. Whew, ideas.
Darth Bane, Sith Lord, had a temple, I bet. He probably had a 401k too. Go.
He did.
Retirement.
Oh yeah, he worked for the government, man. He had a 20-year pension with the fucking Death Star.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So. Damn it. All right.
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Narrative Nerds podcast. Today we're going to be talking about Darth Bane.
Darth Bane.
Feel the pain with Darth Bane.
Got Carter, Frake, and Shane talking about Darth Bane.
Darth Bane. Get a little out of control with this lightsaber.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, Carter. Darth Bane.
Okay. Can we guys all just take a moment of silence for Darth Bane?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because you know what happens? Yoda done walks up into this place where so all of the Siths have died. The temple has been ruined. And the last living thing of the Sith darkness is Darth Bane in like this one planet. It's like in like a little casket. And Yoda comes up and he's like, I think this was in the animated films, just so you guys know. Yoda's not saying this. He'd be like, I think this was in the animated films, was it not?
Animated films this was in.
So he shows up in the Clone Wars, I think. It probably was way before that, before the Mandalorians done built them clones. But anyway, Yoda shows up in this animated film, and he's like, I think he's got to figure something out. Man, he tricks him. He walks in, and Bane comes out, this like kind of apparition. He's like, you know why I'm so notorious for being the best Sith of all time. You know why everybody comes to me. To learn. And Yoda's like, you are not real. Figmentation you are. And he's like, no, I am not. I will fight you right now. And Yoda's like, you are not real. And then he just like walks right through him and then walks down this dungeon. I don't know what happens before or after. But
like a complete badass.
Straight, just little rat man in a suit.
He straight up was like, nope, don't have time for this shit.
Yeah.
Stop.
Isn't he the one that made the rule of two or something like that?
Oh, I heard about that.
That there are like always two Siths at one time.
Yeah, and only two.
And
I think that was his.
Sounds like a wishful thinking kind of thing to do.
Oh.
I've only seen two at a time, so that's probably it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the second one. Call it a day, guys. Have a good one.
Exactly.
We'll let you know if we pick up any more intel, but for now, summer break.
Yeah, it's like getting the iPhone 3 and you're like, I don't need this iPhone anymore. I'm grabbing a new one. And so on and so forth until you're at the iPhone XR 7 Plus.
So did Yoda end up fighting
oh no, he's an apparition.
Professor Bane?
No.
He's just an apparition?
Yeah, he's like, I was born in the darkness.
And don't you know an apparition is a cheap date?
It's the wrong movie.
Yeah, don't you bring Batman lore into this, bro?
Yeah, I'm about to say that's a Batman line.
I know. I was born in the darkness. I'm Darth Bane, and I'll be teaching you mathematics today, children. But we can't have the lights on, because I was born in the darkness.
1, 2 fingers.
I
don't like this math.
Oh, woo, spicy. Okay, so something that I found out is kind of crazy.
Back on the rails.
Back on the rails.
Wait, are we done talking about Darth Bane?
Yes.
Probably not.
All right.
Yeah,
no, this is just
Carter, you should put in like a fade out song, because I feel like Darth Bane had a moment that we need to honor.
No, he's a punk.
You don't think so?
His apparition got thrashed, dude.
Then maybe something about Yoda, because Yoda was a total baller in that situation.
Cue the Arctic Monkeys.
Fact.
Yo, Yoda was the man.
Yeah. Yeah, he was... Okay, so what is Yoda? We don't see any other Yoda-like creatures. Was this like a rat or like a possum? Or like that like evolved into standing with the... Maybe a chihuahua that got dumped in some goo? Radiation poisoning? Perhaps?
When did E.T. come out?
Ooh. 80s?
Could they be related?
Was that 80s or 90s?
I want to say 80s.
Late 80s?
No, definitely 80s.
That was around Gremlins, right?
Probably, maybe a little earlier.
Okay.
I want to say 82.
Wasn't that Spielberg, too, that did E.T.?
Yeah.
That's wild. Spielberg, what are you doing, bro? E.T. is the dumbest movie ever.
You don't like that movie?
So dumb. Oh my gosh.
Dude, they teach a tiny little alien how to human.
Dude, it's a knockoff of something else. I can't remember what it was. Was it Or maybe it was somebody made a knockoff
That movie
of E.T.
called That Goofy Little Alien Person.
Oh, Alf?
Who's really, really...
Because that would be a more accurate name.
That weird creature. That weird, wrinkly creature with a light bulb in his finger.
Yeah, that was weird.
And rides on a bike with a cart.
And it has the Force.
And yeah.
Because they were flying up, they were in the air. So.
But if that movie was made on E.T.'s planet, it would just be called, like Derek Study Abroad. He goes on a cultural trip.
Derek goes to Earth.
Comes back.
For science.
Yeah, on Earth they use forks and knives to eat their food. Yeah, I know, yeah. Different around the galaxy. Wow, it's incredible.
Yeah, and his teacher, Professor Bain's there, and he's like, "Great job on your assignment, Derek.
Yeah.
You done killed it."
All Derek's friends are like, he's just different after his time abroad.
Yeah.
He doesn't look at us the same.
What are
right?
What are Reese's Pieces? What the?
What are snacks?
Why is his stomach lighting up? It's just cut their finger and left it in there.
Oh! Get that thing out of there, Darth Bane. So we're done with Darth Bane.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Chewbacca and R2. What do we got? Spies? Spies?
You think they're spies?
Could be.
Tell me about
I don't
it.
know.
I don't know.
Tell me about these spies.
So I saw a little video thing, and it said something about C-3PO and R2 and like the fact that they wiped C-3PO's mind, like his memories, but like kept his intelligence. But R2 couldn't really like outwardly like talk languages. I guess some people can like understand droid, but I think he's more like on the secretive side, like I'm just here with my secrets and shit. I don't really have anything to be like, oh, and this one event is a good pointer to the fact.
Well, I mean, he does kind of, like, he pops up all over the place. Like, how did he end up with Luke and Anakin,
Mm.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, he just pops back up.
Yeah,
and
but
even,
Chewbacca?
Even Obi-Wan Kenobi is like, R2, what up, dude? I haven't seen you since, like, the good old days.
Back in high school. Darth Bane, remember that dude? Yeah, that teacher sucked.
You remember when I fought, General Grievous, R2?
Remember that one time?
Yeah, he's like, no.
He's like, no, R2, we don't have prostitutes. Stop asking. R2, you gotta stop with the droid stuff, man. It's getting weird. You get like the the solo female bot. Strolls in and is like, hey, R2.
How weird was that?
How you doing, baby?
Yeah, how weird was that?
That was real weird, but I did like how she like liberated the droids and they all went crazy and started smashing stuff. That was a funny little tidbit that they chucked in, like, freedom, my people!
Yeah.
You get freedom, you get freedom! She kind of like reminded me of Oprah a little bit.
Yeah, without the network, that's all.
Yeah. Well, the network is Netflix.
And it's weird, like, you're talking about slaves and all that, and her network is called OWN. Like, she owns people, like, I shouldn't say stuff like that.
All right,
like,
major derailment here going on, but do you guys think that Oprah has slaves?
I don't know if you want to get into that.
Yeah, I feel like there should be some sort of buzzer for this conversation.
I know, right?
This conversation comes up, and it's,
The next 5 minutes are just going to be silent.
Yeah.
Because we had to cut all that audio.
Yeah. Just cut that out.
Yeah, we're going to get sued by OWN Network, apparently.
Exactly. That's the last thing I need.
And then we're going to be slaves, too.
Yeah, I know.
Oprah's going to be like, you get a life sentence. You get a life sentence.
Jesus Christ. And hard cut. Carter, I don't know. I mean, I think it's more feasible that R2 could be a spy. But Chewbacca, I don't know. I mean, he's got a life sentence to Han, so I think it makes sense that he's just doing his thing.
Yeah,
Doing
he's
that.
got to
Yeah.
be a good
Doing that
Wookiee.
Wookiee life.
Oh, something I wanted to talk about last time, speaking of characters, but I didn't get there.
Okay.
Ewoks.
Ewoks.
So,
If we talk about Ewoks, we have to talk about sand. What are the little guys? Are they just called sand people?
Oh, the Jawas.
Jawas,
sand people.
I'm
Boy.
sorry, sand people. I didn't mean to like put your whole race on blast. Like,
Sand people were cool. I love them.
No, dude, they're
They were-
nasty.
dude,
Yeah.
they were living fast and hard, dude. They were just, what pods are we shooting at today? Fuck those kids racing their pods around our dunes.
Yeah, they didn't care.
Okay, hold on. So, sand people a long time ago are the modern day people of Burning Man. Just out there on their fucking dunes with their laser cannons. Like, come on, people on drugs. Come around the corner in your speed racer. Just like running like oh yeah. Burning Man. There you go. Sand people are dope though,
All
but
right,
they're kind
check
of nasty.
the Burning Man reference off our list of references to make.
Woo!
Nice.
Done. Cool.
EDC,
Good,
you're
hey,
next.
good use of the Burning Man reference, Carter. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ewoks in I think it was episode 4 or 5 because there's
6.
No, well there is 6, but before that in 4, don't they get captured, Han Solo, and they're gonna eat him?
Ewoks?
that was
No.
in 6. I thought Ewoks were only in episode 6.
Only in 6.
Okay, well I watched a video that maybe it was a deleted cut, but there's a video of them hogtied and they're about to eat them, and then somebody.
Yeah, that's in 6.
That's just 6.
That's just
6.
Oh, so then
Yeah.
later on in 6, then they all feast and have an orgy.
Yeah, and they're eating stormtroopers instead of
Yeah.
Chewbacca. And
That's
all of
so
them.
crazy, man. They eat people.
They're sick. Yeah, they're pretty sick.
Sick little monkeys.
Yeah.
Whatever those things are. They're like child bears, like little bears.
But they were cutesy, so all the girls liked them, and then they watched Return of the Jedi.
What do you?
Everything else, that was
Feasting
terrible.
on the guts of clones and of.
If
Stormtroopers.
we had Ewoks in our world, in our ecosystem, where do you think they would
Yeah.
fall in the food chain? Do you think they would be on I don't know, at bear level?
I think they'd be one up on bear level because they build structures in the trees. They're intelligent to some extent.
So they'd be on the same level as humans then.
I'd put them right in
Yeah.
between bears and humans.
We still have rugs
pretty
with
close.
them.
We have what with them?
We still have Ewok rugs. You walk in your
Right,
house and, oh yeah, this is Ewok.
There's a
You know?
social movement. There's definitely a social movement
Ewok Pride Parade.
well,
That was awesome.
just like I don't know, Ewoks and humans have friendly intelligence competitions, and every time humans come out just on top, but Ewoks, they've won a couple times. One day they're gonna be the better, but it goes back and forth. It's a battle of wits every time.
I
Yeah.
like to think that the Ewoks and the humans they like each other, but it's very fake, and they both consciously know that they love to eat each other. Humans are
Yeah.
oh, they're so good, tasty, and Ewoks are oh, it's so good and tasty. But we're gonna put up face to be friends with you, oh, you're so sweet, have a great day. But the only thing in their head is just pulling the guts out of you and just slurping their eyeballs out of their head.
Well,
And all we can think about is a nice big oven chucking one in, pepper and salt, and a nice gourmet meal with a tablecloth and chandelier, some wine,
some wine. Oh, some
fine wine,
champagne.
some Chardonnay.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Ooh, that's my
Sauvignon
favorite.
Blanc.
Wow.
That's my favorite kind of wine.
Noir.
Wow, wow. Excuse me, sir. I have a little
Pinot.
pan.
Pinot Grigio.
Oh.
So this is totally all about Star Wars right now.
Dude,
Hey,
derailed.
did you guys ever wonder? Did you guys ever wonder in episode 1 and episode 4 when they poured the glasses of like blue beverage, what that tasted like or what that was?
I wonder if it was like the Kool-Aid, don't drink the Kool-Aid kind of thing.
Oh,
You know?
there's a deep and dark conspiracy for you.
Yeah.
See, I always kind of thought it was like blue, like blueberry milk or something like that.
Space milk, though.
Space blueberries.
Ooh, they just grow out in the middle, just bushes growing.
Yeah, that's weird. That was in a desert. Like, how are you growing, like, blueberries?
It's the dark matter, man. It mixes with the hydrogen
Midichlorians.
and the helium and the midichlorians.
You have to use the force on it.
Yeah.
You gotta force it in.
Yeah, oh. Hey guys, do you want to talk about more other Star Wars stuff?
Hey guys, can we talk about something else?
Hey.
Yeah, I know.
Hey guys.
I'm very uncomfortable right now.
How about Rey's identity and whether she might be a Kenobi?
Oh shit, that's a good topic. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Well, tell me all about it.
No.
I thought.
Sorry.
I was hoping.
End of podcast.
You need a unanimous vote to say it, and we didn't get that. So we'll lobby and we'll figure out what's going to work. What's going to get this bill through.
I'm just a 6-year-old child, and I choose when it's done.
Exactly.
Now we're done.
All right.
Go ahead, Frank. Go ahead.
I was hoping that Rey's identity would be uncovered instead of her being like some junk trader's kid that somebody got mad that she had all these powers that came out of nowhere, and I was hoping that at some point like all the stuff will be revealed that she did have training, she did have all these things happen, probably Kenobi or some kind of lineage, but maybe her memory was wiped out.
Mm.
That was a hope going into The Last Jedi and forward, but now it's just like, you just had homeless parents.
What if her mom was? Oh no, it couldn't be Anakin's mom because she was, rest in peace, she died.
Yeah.
Moment
Dirty
of silence.
sand people at Burning Man.
Moment of silence for Anakin's mom.
Maybe Padme was a hoe and she had like another kid with somebody else.
Damn, that's cold. That's cold.
Cold but potential. That could have happened. That could have definitely happened.
But she would have because her and Luke aren't the same. Her and Luke and Leia aren't the same age.
That's
they
true,
got to be at least 50 years apart. It's like one generation, right?
Maybe she's super good at the Force and can just keep herself looking, not old.
Yeah.
When I think of the Force, I'm super good at the Force. What does that mean?
Looking in the mirror. Oh, damn. I bet you're fucking good at the Force.
Yeah, I bet.
You know what? The Force is with me today. Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
I'm going to go out and get this day.
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty in Star Wars and the fact that they use that Force thing. Frank, you might have talked about this. I know you've said it before, though. How the Force is just another way of saying, being in tune with yourself and feeling, what the right direction for your life is and slowing down your mind and just meditating in general. And that's a very philosophical portion of, I think, the whole drive of this show.
Yeah.
This whole movie, I should say.
Yeah, the whole series is just
the
about
saga, absolutely.
being in the moment, being a part of nature, not being separate.
Yeah. Exactly. Tuning in.
Yeah. And that's an amazing feeling. If you can, I'm pretty sure you guys have felt that when you're walking somewhere and all of a sudden time slows down and like it's just, you're living the moment and it feels like almost 20 minutes and it was only a few seconds.
Yeah.
But it was good. It wasn't like agonizing. So
it's like the magic is in the air.
Yeah, that's an amazing feeling, bro. So
That's super. No, I'm totally with you on that, man. And I feel like you get that when you go on vacation or something. You know, you see those views and you're like, wow.
Of course, yeah.
It just takes you out of yourself for a minute. It takes you out of your everyday thought trains and just being like, my goodness, there's more to this world than I. And this is incredibly captivating. That's super neat. Super neat stuff, guys. So speaking of ripples,
Yes.
what do you mean?
Speaking of course, the age-old topic of ripples.
We're talking about the chips or like water?
We're talking about social ripple, where one thing has the effect to chain react and ripple throughout popular culture.
Throughout time and space.
Yeah.
Did we capture the essence of Rey Kenobi? Yeah.
Oh God, no! No, we didn't even talk about it.
We derailed and then I moved on.
It's so hard, dude.
And then I moved on.
Oh man. Well,
yeah, we just ran over that one.
Yeah.
We just you hear boom, boom, boom. Oh, okay.
Oh,
You guys should just put me on
Did
mute.
you see something in the road? No.
That was Ray.
Yeah.
Do you think she could be a
See ya.
solo? I read this. Another spoiler here. Not
Brother
really.
of Kylo?
I think the theory I read was that she was like a Kira and Han child.
What? Yeah, I mean, that'd be kind of interesting.
Is that possible?
Well, genetically, I bet.
Yeah.
Based on how coitus works, I'd say
And like
there's a chance.
they were like kissing and stuff in the movie, so I'm sure they, probably like work within the same realm. So yeah, I guess.
I mean,
genetically, I would say definitely.
I mean, the biology makes sense, man.
Could they do it? I'm gonna say yes. We're gonna take the leap of faith and say yes. They did.
Yeah.
It.
The force was rolling through them both.
Did they? Totally different question though. You can't alleged affair.
So who was Kira again? Was that the lady
That
in
was
Solo that is
yeah.
Maul's slave woman?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you guys have watched Game of Thrones, but that's
Yeah, it's the same.
Khaleesi.
That was the actress, right?
Yeah, same lady.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Nice.
cool. I was like, who is that, man? And I found out.
But then again, Solo's set, I think before Star Wars, so it's like they would have had to have hooked up way after that.
Well, yeah, maybe,
Like,
and God
He had to have
forbid,
dumped Leia. For her again.
maybe him and Leia were going through a rough patch, and they were quote on a break, and
Yeah. I just need time,
Yeah.
babe. Come on.
Yeah, don't force it, Leia.
he did a couple. Han went and did a couple of jobs for some coaxium.
Yeah, he saw her and he went, ooh.
Oh,
His lightsaber turned on.
Oh. That's
oh my god.
So yeah, possibly.
I mean,
there's a
it's
chance.
I think it's pretty far fetched,
Yeah.
but it'd be kind of cool if I just hope that they reveal something with her backdrop, other than Kylo just going, "They were peasants. Fuck your parents."
That's lame.
It didn't
That's
even matter.
Dude, Kylo's like the epitome of like that edgy like emo kid, like super apathetic and pissy about everything.
Yeah.
Gosh. Hate my life.
Well, if you think about it, Darth Vader was the same way. Anakin, very, always whiny, always like, man, not getting my way. This is not fair.
That is true.
Yeah. So
It's
definitely,
not fair.
definitely in the blood. Yeah.
Why can't you just make me a Jedi?
I know, right?
Why do I have to wait? All right.
Sorry, we're shitting on the prequels. I know you love them.
I do like the prequels, but you know,
there's some real goofy
everything
shit in
is a
there.
work in progress. You know, everything can always have help.
Oh yeah. Ain't nothing perfect.
There's
man.
a lot of shit wrong in the prequels. I will say that. Absolutely.
All right.
But they're still. I mean, you know, I still went to watch them, and I still watched all of them several times.
Yeah.
So obviously, I like them.
Yeah. I mean, there's things to like about them. Like they definitely got better over time. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, circling back, episode 3, man. I stand by that. That's, I think to date, one, you know, definitely best in the last 15 years Star Wars movie of the prequel trilogy and the sequel trilogy. Sorry.
Yeah. No, definitely. It's, you know,
but it's hard to beat.
Like I said,
it's hard to beat episode 5 and 6. Those two I really like.
Yeah.
Those are nasty films in the best way.
Oh yeah.
Extra hella nasty. What were you saying? Frank? Cut you off.
Yeah, like I said, I was even The Force Awakens. I was excited, and it was a low point in my life, so it was kind of cool to have one big thing to like be excited about.
Mm-hmm.
So I had gone through my divorce and everything else, so just kind of like, you know, that kind of helped motivate me every day. I literally, if you were on my Facebook, I counted back every week. I'm like, there's 20 weeks left. There's 18 weeks left. I was literally counting down.
I remember, man. I remember.
Yeah. So it was, you know, it was definitely an emotional thing for me as well, in terms of just the movie was pretty good, had its issues, but it was definitely an upswing for me. That's probably why I liked it so much.
Yeah.
You know, besides the movie being pretty good and whatever, like I said, it had its issues, but it was a positive in my life.
For sure.
And yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to bond with these stories.
Oh yeah.
Have a bond.
I mean, half of my Star Wars, you know, was emotionally tied in with my life.
For sure.
You know.
Turned you into a man.
Yeah.
Into a Jedi.
God, Jedi.
Straight Jedi.
Yep. Hey, mommy, I'm a Jedi. See?
Check me now, Ma.
No, you're not. Yes, I am.
Oh, man. Uh-huh. Oh, that's so good. Alright, guys. Something that I am a little interested in is if you guys have witnessed in the past. There's been a lot of people that like to do spin-offs of Star Wars in general.
Yeah.
Diving back into the old thing that happens when something goes in the water. It's a big ripple. Keeps on happening. Keeps on going out. People want to keep making more versions of it. Make it funny. Make it dramatic in different ways. I feel like most of it is comedy, but in other variations, you know, they're kind of just pushing space-related narrative. You know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it. Is one big one that I love, Spaceballs. It's one of my favorite movies ever. Just goofing on it, like yogurt. Use the Schwartz Lone Star.
That was awesome.
So good, man. Pizza the Hut.
Dark Helmet.
Dark Helmet. Comb the desert.
Someone mentioned Pizza the Hut.
Yeah, Pizza the Hut. Good. Pizza the Hut was found this morning, dead in his limo. The doors were locked, and he ate himself to death.
That's awesome.
Oh, so good. I just love that movie. It's got similar ties to just like how what like 4, 5, 6 generally goes. Other than the princess, that's a whole different little plot tree. But
Yeah.
It's got good ties. I mean, they got to go to the Death Star, blow it up, and they got Vader, and they got Han Solo and Chewbacca.
I love that their spaceship is like a fucking
Winnebago.
Yeah, Winnebago. So funny. Barf, the human
Barf.
dog.
It was John Goodman, I think. I don't know.
Yep.
But
John Candy.
Yep.
John
John
Candy.
John. Definitely
Johnny.
John.
He's a
Yeah.
John. He's a long John.
What about the ship that was like unending in the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
beginning?
Yeah.
It just kept going over your head like forever for
It's
like
like
10 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah, of just straight shit. Oh, it's so good. I just
That
love
was awesome.
everything that they do. That I mean, they just
One thing I
They
love
make
about
it
that
so
movie
good.
is the way that it like. Oh, shit, Carter, was I cutting you off?
no.
Oh, I thought
no,
it.
no.
I thought it glitched and I cut you off.
No.
Shoot.
Never.
Well. One thing I loved about Spaceballs though is that they broke the fourth wall in that way where he's like, "Shoot, we lost him. They like got away from us in this space, chase. Quick, pull out the movie of
Yeah, the Spaceballs
Oh, yeah.
movie.
Go.
That was one of the best things in film history
He
ever.
fast forwards it and stops at like the scene that
The
they're
scene
on.
that they're in, yeah.
And he's like, "What's this? This is us." Right now? Yeah.
What do you mean?
That's awesome.
He's moving his head like looking through
Yeah.
the portal of film. He's like, wait, so everything that I'm saying right now is being broadcasted now, and at the same time it's happening now.
That was awesome.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what's happening. So
Yeah.
keep fast forwarding then.
Yeah.
Find him in the desert. Oh, that's so clever.
That was so cool.
Oh,
I loved it.
And then they did what? Family Guy was in there. They did.
Family
Oh,
Guy,
that was
didn't
awesome.
They do a couple of them.
I think
Yeah, they
probably
had the
did.
trilogy.
Oh, did they? Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, the original trilogy. And they picked on it so much. It was so funny.
yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
only watched the
The first one.
what's the first one called? Something about a moon.
Blue Harvest.
Blue Harvest. That's totally about a moon.
That was
Yeah.
the
I
one
was
about
right.
breaking the Death Star.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Ah! I
Yeah,
just
that was pretty
remember,
funny.
the Rebels, and wasn't Peter Han Solo?
Yeah. That
Yes.
sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Chris was
Yeah.
Luke,
Yeah.
Yep.
and Meg was Leia, or something like that.
No, Meg was the snake.
Was the
in,
alien? Yeah.
yeah, in the trash compactor.
Yeah.
That's
Who was
right.
it?
Yeah.
Who was Brian?
She always got the shit lines. She never got like anything. She's like, why don't I ever get like any lines? He's like, shut up, Meg.
It's a snake with a purple hat. The only thing you can tell that makes it Meg is Mila Kunis's voice and the purple hat. So good. Yeah, so we got Family Guy, we got Spaceballs. There's one that you guys didn't know about, but I remember growing up watching it. I shouldn't say growing up, I was probably like 12,
Teach
13,
me.
something
Yeah.
like that. Teach me.
Teach me
Yeah.
your ways.
So it was this movie called Thumb Wars, and it's essentially just like they they made a set, and then they just like dressed up people's thumbs, and that the thumb was the only thing in the bottom of the screen like the whole time, and they would just bounce the thumb along the bottom of the the film, and they had like a Jedi suit on, and like they overdubbed people's faces right on the thumbprint of the thumb,
Oh,
and then
sick.
the blade is
That's
the
awesome.
lightsaber, and they're like fighting with their heads. They're like, and the comedy is hilarious. It's the same people that make Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
Is it like a pretty similar narrative, or do they just kind of?
I believe, yeah, it is pretty much like Spaceballs in the manner that like there's a lot of key parts. But then of course they stretch a couple things.
Oh yeah, of course.
And the comedy is in a different manner, so it's. But I think it's pretty much just as funny. I think they made a couple of those, and I haven't seen them in a while, but I probably have to watch those again because they are damn funny.
Yeah.
Those ones are
Like
pretty
Robot Chicken was funny too.
Robot Chicken did it?
Oh.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
Oh, that was
that is funny.
Wasn't it just a bunch of random skits? Like
like
Robot Chicken
skits.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chicken.
nice. That sounds pretty good then.
They had the Emperor thinking about stuff he had to do during the day. He's like kind of like thinking about like, you know, it was like the weirdest thing. I think he was shopping or something like that.
No, there's one where Darth Sidious is on the phone with Vader and he's like, "Calm down, Vader. You what? You what? You blew up the Death Star again. Are you kidding me? This is going to be unbelievably terrible for my credit. I can't believe you've done this. Okay, Vader, calm down. Calm down. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay."
He's like consoling him.
Yeah, he's like, "It's all right, all right. I know this kind of stuff happens. You know, I've just been under a lot of stress. You know, we'll figure it out. All right, I gotta go.
That's literally what it's like. I love it.
All right, I love you too. Bye." Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure they tried to make him look gay too at the end. Too. All right, and he like whispers, "I love you too."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's the only part that I remember from that.
It was Shane. If you haven't seen it, you have to see it. It's so funny.
There's
Robot
so
Chicken.
much that I have to see too. Like that one, the other Family Guy ones, Thumb Wars.
Yeah.
Another one that Carter was talking about, Lost in Space.
Oh yeah.
So this is.
Before we start recording.
It's definitely not in the same caliber of like what we've been talking about here as far as Ripple, but it's kind of like genre, I think. So I think you can throw Star Trek in there, Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yeah.
Just this had to have been like, you know, the 60s and the 70s when they were coming in with the space race, and you know everyone was like super fascinated, like what's out there, like people, we're leaving our atmosphere, this is crazy, who's gonna make it to the moon first? And so then all the Hollywood people and the writers and everybody were all like, oh man, like this is fabulous material, like, and it's not that tapped into as far as like technology and space. I mean, like, I'm sure thousands of years in the past, you know, like all these different generations are like, it's out there, you know, that's the crazy stuff, you know, the galaxies, and I mean all these cultures would be like space. But now in this generation of the 20th into the 21st century, with like technology in space and how crazy that can get, and like teleporting, like beam me up Scotty, and Lost in Space, they got robots that help them with anything they need, and Danger Will Robinson, you know, I got you. And Star Trek with, you know, different races, you know, we come together and connect, probably have some kind of a federation of the galaxy as well.
That was a big thing with Star Trek. It was all about, I mean, you have a Russian, a black woman, you know, and this is all civil rights time. All different races, Asian, and nobody has a problem with anybody. It's like, holy crap, this is the first time on TV that we have all these races together, and on top, like I said, a black woman. So I'm like, this is huge.
Yeah.
And she was gonna leave the show, and Martin Luther King told her, he's like, you can't leave the show. He told her, you have to stay on the show, and she's like, okay.
Wait, didn't she have 3 tits?
No, you're thinking about
Kung Pao.
Kung Pao, or even that Schwarzenegger movie.
What's it?
Total Recall.
Total Recall. We watched that one. Yeah, I think you showed me that.
Or the
2 weeks.
Or the Terminator.
Terminator.
Yeah, that's how you tell. That's how you tell if a person is a Terminator, if they have a third nipple. Which is
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's Terminator canon, dude.
Oh man.
You can fact check.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
But what you're talking about, Frank, like the fact that they had that underlying theme of like togetherness and like, you know, utilitarian lifestyles, you know, we're all doing this shit together. I don't know if it was utilitarian, but it was like generally we're all working together for the common good of us all, bringing the galaxy together, you know, like squashing beefs with races and, you know, like having that togetherness as brothers. I think that was something that generation definitely was searching for, you know, it being the 60s and 70s with Vietnam and like hatred and like protesting. Yeah, like Woodstock and all this stuff. Like people's minds, they were like, there was a lot of people that were pushing the envelope forward on, we're trying to bring people together. Like no more fighting.
Yeah.
So, and that's definitely an underlying theme in Star Trek, Star Wars, Lost in Space. There's all sorts of stuff. But that's a massive theme for that.
Yeah.
Massive theme for probably that whole generation. I mean, even to this day, we're still pushing it. But
oh yeah, wildly popular still.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet though.
Yeah, but Spock was always my favorite. He's always a logical thinker. And he was the outsider, so I definitely understood him. Outsider, smart, and just like he had this uncontrollable rage that he always had to kind of keep in check constantly. People think that he didn't have feelings. It's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I
always saw him as kind of like almost not human. Isn't he like half and half?
Yeah, he's half human.
And half
Vulcan.
Vulcan, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that in the original? Was that like Leonard Nimoy or something like that?
Yep. He played Spock in both the originals and the new movies.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh yeah, because in the second Star Trek movie, when they go to that ice cave and they find like original Spock.
Yep.
That was so cool, man. I was like,
hell yeah,
dang,
that was awesome.
Dang!
Because he traveled to the future, to the past, from the 25th century or something like that.
That was some mind-bending concepts.
Oh yeah, he had Nero coming after him. So he's the one that kept destroying the planets and the sun and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
cool.
in the third movie, I think we watched that here in Connecticut, where they go and then there's like a mass like interruption and they land and they gotta like get off the planet and they go back to their planet and the big bad. I think that was Nero, right? The big bad dude. Or maybe this was a different big bad. But
depends. I know the second one was Khan. So, and now that involved the Klingons very briefly.
It was the Klingons.
Yes.
Yeah, because the Klingons.
So that was
there was the whole movie about Klingons, right? And they like go in and like infiltrate their atmosphere to like kill everybody.
Yeah, that was a big part of that one. Then there was an older film with them too. So
I remember Frank, when you were here in Connecticut at the house, there was like 2 or 3 times that I walked in the front door and you were in the living room and you were watching that movie, and I was like,
of course.
"Bro, you were just watching this last week. What are you doing?"
There's no such thing as too much.
Oh, I know. There was multiple times where I was like, "Dude, I have no idea you're watching this again. You know everything about it."
Yeah, anybody that's lived with me, it's like, okay, this is like the 50th time you've seen this today.
Today.
I'm just like, what the hell?
Oh, that's so funny. But it's awesome though. Like, major respect, because I'm like totally opposite. Like, I like watching a movie and being like, sick, conquered it, check. You know, like. But I mean, sometimes there's fabulous movies, like all of Quentin Tarantino's films. I will watch them as many times as I want. Like, I just watched Jackie Brown a couple of weeks ago. Like, had to. I love that film. I love anything Tarantino. Yeah,
so that's like me with Star Wars and Star Trek.
Okay.
So the same way you think about those films, that's just the way I think about mine.
For sure. I mean, I guess it's the same with music too. You know, what you really love, or you're just like, I mean, I'm that way with music. I'll just listen to the same.
Oh yeah, same here.
Till I know every bass line, every piano line, every time the tambourine hits on number 3.
Yeah.
You know, I love that's fascinating to me, and it's cool that. I think this is really cool, guys, because we all have a little bit of all these things, but Frank loves movies, I love music, and Shane loves writing, and.
Nice.
Like, it's like a trifecta of like media, and that's like what we love, just like diving into and like ripping it up.
The golden trio of communication.
The Triforce. Yeah, that's sweet, guys.
Yeah.
Powerhouse team.
Blammo.
Come together.
So a question for you guys. We've done 2 episodes. And we've covered a bunch of different topics. Is there anything Star Wars that you guys want to talk about? Anything else that we haven't talked on? Or, I mean,
there's a lot you can cover in Star Wars. Let's see.
Oh, who's the strongest?
Who's the strongest?
Just one person. Who
Yoda.
is the person
In
who
the
can
Force?
wipe?
In the Force?
No, in the Star Wars galaxy.
Oh, dude, they probably have
Weapons,
strong
Force, dark side.
Yoda.
Oh, Yoda.
All the way.
Coming out of the gates hot.
Yoda all the way.
Mm.
He knew 7 different types of lightsaber battles. You know, he used the Force so he could move around the way he did. So he's like super hella strong.
Yeah, he's very acrobatic for a small rat.
Yeah, that's all the Force. That's all the Force doing it to him. Yeah.
He was so.
And everybody was scared shitless of him.
I would have been.
Yeah,
Especially
every shit
the
was just
puppet
like, I'm not messing with
in episode 5.
him.
That puppet man like kind of scars me still to this day.
Yeah.
Super creepy, and I love what the guys at the lip sync did. I think it's bad lip sync. The
Oh, really?
pigeons flying over my head. Oh,
Oh,
Stop it
when
now.
they made the song,
yeah.
That's a terrible song. I loved it.
I know, it's so funny. Please stop it now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna watch that as soon as we're done.
yeah. These guys are hilarious. They do a lot of like presidential rally, like what is it? It's not the caucus. It's the debate. Yeah. So they have like a Democratic and a Republic debate, and then they'll just
the
like
bad lip reading stuff.
yeah, they'll just cut all the natural audio and then just be like, "Hey, that man took my peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I want an egg one." What? You can't have an egg one.
Speaking of politics, I think General Kenobi was the strongest.
Kind of be.
Yep.
Could be.
Yep.
Yeah, he's up there. Both of those two
I mean,
guys.
he beat Anakin at his strongest.
And he even foresaw that you can't take better position on me. I have the high ground.
Yeah.
Wait,
Man.
does Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Yoda all become apparitions and like oversee Luke? Like, Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we never see Qui-Gon in the films, but he does communicate with Obi-Wan
I feel like there's
on
a hiccup.
Tatooine.
I don't remember what the hiccup was, but I feel like there's some inconsistency when it comes to like the first 3 and the last 3. And I mean, there hasn't been any more apparitions of any of them in the newer films, right? I don't remember seeing them.
Well, Yoda was
Oh,
in The
Yoda.
Last Jedi.
Oh, he does come as an apparition, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Forgot about
that was it. Nobody else, and Luke, but he was still alive-ish.
Wait, but isn't there a scene where Anakin like joins them, like turns and like walks
Yeah.
in?
It's
Or
the,
something-
It's the remastered version of the 6th movie when Darth Vader's burnt.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
And he just
Oh, yeah.
like joins. He's like dark the whole time, and then all of a sudden he just. I guess it's because of like the rebuttal he gets of saving his son and like killing Palpatine. So yeah, maybe he is like.
What I don't
lab-
get though is how come he was reanimated in spectral form as like his younger self, but like Obi-Wan Kenobi wasn't.
He
Because
was like
they,
an old man.
yeah, that was lame. I mean, they should have kept the original
Fucking
actor. 'cause
bullshit. Ruined the entire saga for me, dog.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Well, I still have the
sorry,
originals.
Frank. Go on.
It's alright. I still have the originals, so I don't have. I have the ones that were not remastered.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Those are like precious. They're in my house. They're like
VHS.
nobody touches them.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like
No.
VHS and all.
No, DVD.
Oh, they
The
like,
only
repressed
the
it.
only DVDs that they made that were before they messed them up. You know.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to find. I bet the VHSs are like crazy expensive, but also
Probably.
maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends on where you're buying it.
At some point, it might turn into like a vinyl thing. Like, you know how vinyls are coming back. People are like, oh shit, swap as hell, dude. I gotta get me a vinyl. Even though I don't even own a record player.
The DVDs are selling for like $40 a piece. For
40?
the originals.
What?
Yeah.
For the DVDs?
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting a new... I'm thinking about buying all three just in case, so I can have like an extra set. So that
Backup.
if something happens, God forbid, I'll have an extra 3.
Yeah.
You know, prequels, whatever. You know, sorry, Shane.
I'm definitely not like super big into the prequels or anything. Like,
I'm just messing with you.
That one's gonna chase me. That one's gonna follow me to my grave.
Guys, idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a really, really stupid idea. I feel like it might be. But I feel that my indicator of like, come on, dude, don't say it. But, okay, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
All three of us, considering we talked about, like, what is Star Wars going to be like after all these new movies, you know, like, we're going to have to do another podcast.
Yeah.
What we do is we get a time capsule and we throw a collection, even if it's a jump drive, and we like purchase the files or something and put it in that and then throw that in a time capsule and then stick it in the ground. And then in 20 years, we remake the episode after we watch all the originals, get together, watch the originals, and do a podcast.
Yeah, why not?
Put it on the books, guys. Episode 4089.
That sounds good to...
We're going to remake our podcasts.
Yep.
Just like George Lucas did.
50-year anniversary.
We'll see all you listeners in 50 years.
There's going to be something else. There won't be a podcast. It'll be like something that just like you have in your hand and you open it and you see it.
Our content will just start fucking streaming in people's heads.
Yeah.
We're going to delete all of the matter from the universe, and we're just going to live in the void.
I wonder what Tauntaun tastes like.
Tauntaun probably tastes like horse.
Probably.
I don't know what horse tastes like, but if I had to pick like a Earth equivalent, that'd be it.
Yeah, but what part of this Tauntaun are you thinking? Like, lower...
Tail. Oh, tail for sure.
Yeah.
Tail.
Tauntaun tail, I've heard. So I've read. Great.
I was thinking like just below the butt cheek. Like on the side. Like,
you're talking half whole.
Yeah,
in the rump.
like hip area, you know? I think that's that big... that's that...
Yep.
Meat. That's the good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Or just like cows, you go for that ribeye chunk on that shoulder.
Nice.
But I don't know if Tauntauns have shoulders.
They do. They should.
Equal
They have
rights for
little hands.
Tauntauns, folks. Share this video if you think Tauntauns should have shoulders.
If you think they should, have they been denied shoulders for far too long?
Give this video a like.
Nice.
Oh, that's great, folks. All right, well, I don't know. Have we rounded our bases? Are we coming on home for the run?
Yes. In Star Wars baseball, absolutely, we're coming in for one of them good old goals.
Nice.
That's a grand slam right there, folks.
Kick it through the uprights. 3-point shot.
Yep. Off the rails, came back on.
Yep.
Oh, man, we were constantly on the rails and off.
50-50 grind. Off a ramp.
I feel like we were... I feel like on the first try of this, the last one we did, I think we were a little bit more on schedule, a little bit more on topic.
You think so?
At least topic-wise. This one I felt we
Are
went
you kidding
into
me?
a goof.
Are you
I
kidding?
think this was a little more natural, this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
dog, this one had zero topic.
Exactly. This was It was just a goof NATO.
We brought up the race identity topic, and we're like, Darth Bane, this over here.
Exactly.
You know, like, we didn't do anything.
No. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you donating us your time.
Yeah.
For nothing.
Oh, man.
This is what you got.
Well, I mean...
I hope some folks came out a little bit wiser, a little closer with the Force.
It could have been worse. You know?
Yeah.
Could have been worse. There could have been a fire.
If we had a fire, if we didn't show up.
Oh, man.
You know?
If the train that we were derailing from the whole time never pulled into the station.
Yeah. If we didn't eat breakfast today, most important meal of the day, you got to have that the day of, you know, podcasting.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you don't have pancakes in the last 2 years of your life, why even come on the podcast? You know, it's been 450 Tuesdays. You know,
that's one of the prerequisites. If you want to be on our podcast, you can. You've just had to have eaten pancakes in the last 2 years.
Hey, what do you want to talk about on the show? Dude, I don't know anything about anything. Have you had pancakes in the last 2 years?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Eat pancakes religiously.
Yep.
All right,
welcome aboard.
Yeah. And here's your mic, and
go. Tell me about pancakes.
Pancakes.
Actually, I'm going to stop you right there. Tell me about what you put on the pancakes.
Brown sugar,
Okay.
syrup, peanut butter.
What about regular butter?
Fuck butter!
Just you cut it with a lightsaber?
Now you stir the
garlic.
dough.
I prefer garlic butter on my pancakes.
What?
Yep, and then you put some raspberry preserves, and you slice up a peach, put it on top, a little bit of cream cheese. Voila. 5-star breakfast.
Ugh.
Nice.
Sounds nasty, dude.
Yeah, that's what they eat on
the Death Star.
No. That's not Death Star cuisine, dog.
Fighter.
This is Tatooine cuisine.
Oh,
nice.
You got an ad right there, my friend.
Yeah, with extra Jawa.
Cuisine.
There we go.
Jawa sauce.
Oh, yuck. It's just the slime that comes off.
I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
But yes.
That's awesome.
Well, yeah.
Frank, what's your pancake like?
What do you put on your cakes?
Pancakes. I put a little bit of tauntaun sauce.
Yeah.
Tangy, really? You're a tangy person in the morning. Okay.
Yeah. Ewok jelly.
Uh-huh. Which I heard is actually really good for, like, you know, enamel growth and stuff like that.
And it's also non-GMO, so like.
Oh yeah,
which is definitely pretty good. Well, I guess do you get like the stuff from, you know, like the Trader Joe's, the organic and.
Oh yeah. It's,
well, I get them from
like
Jar Jar's Binks.
Wait, did you say Jar Jar's Binks?
Yeah, Jar Jar's Binks.
It's off of his Binks.
Yeah,
it's a little shop. It's like, you know,
which of
Trader
course
Joe's.
Which of course is Gungan for goods. Binks,
yeah, exactly.
You know?
Jar Jar's
like,
goods.
It's like just a general store.
Just hop on in. Hi, welcome.
Yeah.
You know what I thought was really funny?
You're so picking up some Binks today.
It's the best
hey, Jar Jar.
You should total 380.
I got 380 right here.
Cut your dang head off.
Yep.
I loved in Spaceballs. I think this is a great little wrapping point. When they pull over for gas, because in Star Wars they never talk about gassing up.
Yeah.
I don't really think it's just like you always got gas, or like we got to go to the station to get fuel. Or, I mean, there's probably a time or two, but Spaceballs made that very clear. We got to go to the gas station in the diner on this little pit stop comet or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like just that thought of like we would literally need that in space.
Well, Last Jedi, they finally talked about, fuel, and then running out of fuel.
Well, isn't
True.
that why they had to stop on Tatooine? Because they were like, we need to get this replacement part and fuel up or something.
They probably
Oh, that's
do
right.
talk
Yeah,
about
episode 1.
But maybe
Nice.
in the back of like in the rebellion and stuff, you'll see him like while they're all working, like, oh, battle up, and like in the back you'll see somebody gassing it, like it's like a gas station. He's got like the actual hose or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, they never
are you
showed
gonna-
that.
Are you gonna tip? No,
yeah, is that
no?
going to be
Okay.
debit or credit?
Yeah, you keep saying charge it to the Empire, but no, like we don't do that. I'm sure there's a reimbursement process that you have to go through.
Are you sure?
Talk to Doug Scratchoff. He'll be able to help you out, get you involved in the lottery, Empire lottery, and the stock systems, and you'll make your money back.
We
big
could be
guys.
here all day talking about space stocks.
I know, right?
Space stocks. That'd be fun, man.
Oh, yeah.
So on that note,
more resources.
you guys want to like be done?
Stop.
I think so. We'll do episode 3 sometime soon.
Yeah, who knows,
Oh, yeah,
man.
we'll
In due time,
we'll
we're gonna.
definitely, have the third. I mean, we have to have a trilogy at some
Oh,
point.
fuck.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
3.
Triforce. Yeah,
Carter,
we're gonna have to really grind out some more content for you guys. Get that shit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe next time we'll stay on topic.
Or we could do a whole Star Wars ad one. Huh.
Yeah.
Who knows? See how the wind floats and does what wind does.
I'm down
Yeah.
for it.
Well, cool, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Narrative Nerds podcast with our very special guest, Mr. Frank Johnson.
Yay!
Oh, by the way, let us know on our Facebook page if you made it to the end of this episode.
Did you make it?
Did you fall off at some point?
Oh,
Did you derail?
We derailed many times.
Oh,
so
it feels-
we don't blame
it
you.
feels
I mean,
so bad, dude. Some kid, in like Georgia is just laying in his bed listening, and he's just like his brain is fried from all of the
it's
tangents.
like, what did I just
Yeah.
listen to?
It just overloaded it. The CPU shut
Yeah.
down.
Hey, on that note, though, be sure to, reach out to us on Facebook either way, like our page, follow us on Spotify. Anything helps. Tell a friend.
Tell a jetty.
Tell another jetty.
Mm-hmm.
Jetties for life.
We built this jetty.
We built this jetty on rock and roll. We built this jetty.
Boom, boom.
Oh, yes. More. Oh. No
All
more.
right. Well,
Well, thank you, peoples of the wide galaxy. We appreciate you tuning in, and we look forward to getting down with you again soon. Have yourself a marvelous week, marvelous day, night, time.
Awesome.
may the force be with you.
Force.
Definitely.
Love you guys. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Wait.
Yeah, he was okay. So what is Yoda? What we don't see any other Yoda-like creatures. Was this like a rat or like a possum, or like that like evolved and into standing with the maybe a Chihuahua that got dumped in some goo? Radiation.